Yeah, guys, welcome back to Solid Payout. Yes, this week there, your man said I'm cool, but this week, somebody can promise me say yes, maybe 20 hours every bremo. You get so I have 6 hours, 6 hours. You try this game there, it's not going to fail. Yes, and fail it. You try this 6 hours. So I say, this can be kakra, they have to watch a weekend. That's Saturday and Sunday. But the bigger hours bedroom, now the long bet so I then I can want me say chat. So I say. Now, let's move on now. Analyze the games. The first game, Levante on the Elche. Yes, Levante and Elche in the La Liga. You get it. When you check the La Liga standings, Elche is on the 8th position, then Levante is on the 19th position. Now, Levante and able home. So Levante in the previous matches now, Bonibone Real Madrid. Yes, Oluzi against Real Madrid. Real Madrid scored them 2-0. Then Levante versus Espanyol. Yes, it ended 1-1. Then Levante scored Sevilla 3-0. Then Levante versus Real Sociedad. Yes, it's also ended 1-1. Now let's move on to Elche. Yes, on the airball away. This season, Elche versus Sevilla, they drew this match. Then Real Betis versus Elche in the Copa del Rey. Yes, Real Betis scored them 2-1. Then Elche versus Valencia. This game ended 1-1. Then Elche versus Villarreal. Yes, and also ended 3-1 against Elche. So it was checking both teams now. Yes, almost goals. Sometimes almost lose, but almost goals. Yes. So this game they called over 1.5. Yes, match now over 1.5. Now let's move on to Italian Serie A. That's Inter Milan versus Pisa. Yes, Inter Milan versus Pisa. Now when you check the table, yes, in the Serie A, Inter Milan is on the first position, then Pisa is on the 18th position. Now, Inter Milan is playing home. So you're checking the previous games now, right? Against Arsenal, that was the UCL. Yes, Oluzi against Arsenal. And in the league, only Udinese 1-0. Then Inter scored Leeds 1-0. Inter drew against Napoli and Inter won against Parma 2-0. Now let's move on to Pisa. Yes, Pisa to the previous matches now on Atalanta they drew this match 1-1 and on Udinese it ended 1-1. Then Pisa versus Como. Como scored them 3-0. Now moving on. When you check this team previous matches now Bona A2 and Inter Milan it's may we need tuning in Pisa and we need be the no draw 2. Now this match they call Inter Milan 2 up. That's Inter Milan to win this match. So it was 2 up. It is 2 up, sorry. Now we move on to Bundesliga. That's St. Pauli, yes, versus HSV. St. Pauli versus HSV. Now in the Bundesliga, HSV on the 14th position, then St. Pauli is on the 18th position. Now St. Pauli and able home and HSV away. So St. Pauli matches, the previous matches now on the Dortmund. Yes, Dortmund scored them 3-2. Wolfsburg versus St. Pauli. Wolfsburg scored them 2-1. Then in the club friendly games they played against Bremen, it ended 0-0. Now when you take HSV on also the previous matches now on Swabona, on the Freiburg it ended 2-1. Then on HSV versus Frankfurt it ended 1-1. Then Hoffenheim versus HSV it ended 4-1. So this match checking both sides now. Yes, almost goes into your corner draw or over 2.5. Draw over 2.5. Now we move on to French Ligue 1. That's PSG versus Auxerre. PSG versus Auxerre. Auxerre is playing home. PSG 2 is playing away. Now you check it table now. PSG is on the 2nd position, then Auxerre is on the 17th position. Now, if Auxerre the previous matches now on the Lens, they lost this match. Yes, Lens scored them 1-0. Then Brest also scored them 2-0. Then on the AS Monaco no uniform with Michel Auxerre 2-1. Now you check it PSG. Yes, PSG is in the previous matches now. In the Champions League, in the HM, Sporting CP Michel 2-1. Then PSG versus Lille and also ended 3-0. PSG won this match. Yes, and PSG versus Paris. Yes, Paris scored them 1-0. So going into this game, you're calling 2 up for PSG. 2 up for PSG. Yes, and we check on previous matches. Normal bonat. last 10 matches now, PSG at me winning 6, draw 2, and also so it's me winning 2. Now a last match on this list is Derby County versus West Brom, and only English Championship, Premier League Championship. No, yes. So when Derby County in the elbow home, then West Brom and so elbow away. Now when if Ufa or table now, Derby is on the 10th position and West Brom is on the 19th position. Now Derby previous matches in the here. Derby scored Charlton 2-1. Then Derby won against Preston 1-0. Then lost in the FA Cup versus Leeds. Leeds scored them 3-2. Now West Brom. I check West Brom the matches now. On the Norwich scored them 5-0. Then West Brom versus Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough also scored them 3-2. Sorry. Then in the FA Cup, they drew against Swansea, then won on penalties. Now going into this game, you call Derby County 1 up. Say Derby County nyashe 1 goal per. Now she say I think atake amaye. Now, we check your previous matches. Now Derby County it may win 7, or draw 1. Then West Brom also it may win 1. You get it. So now the booking code is F9G3FM. F9G3FM. Please emphasis in the account. Yincha we 6 us. Yincha the 100 cities to so be 600. You get it. In the train weekend. Because weekend we have bigger odds for you guys. Thank you guys for supporting and following Solid Payout. We got you.